All right, so line gear. There's three main lines that you need to have as a kit. You need your line one, which is on your person on a constant basis. Line two, such as you see before you, and this is something that you would put on if you got a skirt at the side door. Go and take care of business. Line three gear would be rucksack, etc. And line four would be something such as a duffel bag, packed with all other items. So I'll start by unpacking from left to right. First of all, this is a Canadian Armed Forces 82 pattern web belt. It's similar to the US Alice system. However, this is actually, in my opinion, I've used both. This is much more robust and much more comfortable to wear for long durations, especially in our climate here in Canada. This suspension system up here, which is called the yoke, is extremely well padded, as you can see. Offers great support, and the waist belt is actually thicker than your average Alice pack. Alright, so on the left hand side here, this is what is called the Canadian Armed Forces KFS set, which is a knife, fork, spoon, and it's meant to hold the Canadian Armed Forces Edition C5. But in here, I just have a Swiss Army knife. It's great for many tasks, such as carving small notches, cutting food, it's cutting twine, just your average little tasks around camp. Inside, this just unvelcros, and you have your knife, fork, and spoon. In here, this is what they call a utility pouch, or a 200 round saw gunner pouch. It's got these British style World War II quick releases. You just pull the tab and it comes undone. It's got these nice velcros along the sides there. Great retention. And in here is a fire kit that I'll go over in another video. First aid kit, again, which I'll go over in another video. Some maps and a waterproof bag, and that should be it. Yeah, I'm not going to show you the maps because you're not privy to that information. This is the butt pack, the Canadian Armed Forces. This is a shoulder strap if you want to carry it haversack style. It's got a little retention pin. On the inside of this, I have a fire steel. I've used it a lot. That's great fire steel. I have a USGI poncho in Marpat. The Marpat poncho I can use for either rain gear or shelter. There are multiple ways to string up a poncho into a shelter, and I'll be showing you that in another video. This is just my quick calories. Now in here I have oatmeal, I have energy bars, performance bars, meal replacement bars. It's really small and it fits really nicely in this pack. It takes up about half of the pack, however. Gorilla tape, 1 inch, to-go roll. This is great. If any of you guys have ever been on tactical operations, and I myself have not, however, I was trained while I was in cadets in certain aspects of such, you want to tape your straps. You don't tape them, they're flapping around, they're going to get caught in stuff, and they're going to alert others of your position. Another first aid kit. This is just in there to simulate where I would have magazines. I don't keep my firearm out, and I do not keep ammunition out of the safe at any point in time unless I'm going to operate said firearm. Just something that I'm very anal about. Cordage. Always have cordage. This is just an old pill bottle full of sugar. Something for your coffee. And the coffee's in there too. Actually, it's not. Good thing I'm going over this kit. In here, Canadian Armed Forces 1-quart canteen carrier. Inside, I have a stainless steel canteen, stainless steel canteen cup cover, and finally, the cup and a sharpening stone. It's just one of those pen sharpening stones. All right, moving along. Sorry, backtrack. The canteen, the reason why it's stainless steel, I know a lot of you prefer the plastic ones, but with the plastic ones, I've actually had significant problems with about 6 of them of leaking along the seam that runs up the side, and you can't really boil it. So in Canada, the water tends to freeze. I don't personally use hydration bladders because of that fact, because I want a system that I can say, okay, I don't have to change out my system every single season. So when it's summer, I want to know, okay, my kit's good to go. When it's winter, I want to know, okay, my kit's good to go. So a hydration bladder tends to freeze and freeze fast here. For example, last week it dropped down to minus 18 degrees Celsius overnight. And if you're out and about, out there in the wilderness doing your thing, or North Koreans keep running across your border, you never know. Okay, so you got to make sure your kit is able to go. And the reason why I chose stainless steel is because I can apply it directly to flame to melt my water, should it freeze solid. And the canteen cup inside is just something to cook with. I had a stove in here. I believe it was a Solo stove. Just a small one. The Solo, I believe the model is. Worked great. However, I didn't want to sacrifice this area for more food, because this is not something I want to be having to hunt with. All right, next. Right here you can see my knife. It is an Ontario SP2 survival knife. Great knife. I've had this thing for many years. I would eventually like to get it reprofiled, probably to Scandinavian grind, hopefully. It's a workhorse as it is. It's full tang. It's just a beast. Highly recommend Ontario. Highly, highly recommend them. Moving on. In these pouches here, I normally have my ammunition. However, they're not in there right now. I've just put some my supplies in there as a placeholder. But also, if you're trapping, these are 2 extra modules to keep my magazines in the pouches in my safe. So, yeah, these are just 2 extra modules that I have that I can take on and off. The attachment clips, as you can see, are not the same as an Alice system. They are Velcro with pins that go inside of these holes here. See there on top and bottom? They hook in. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. I've had the Alice clips as up here, and I'll get to that in a minute. They I find tend to slip out. I don't know if I'm just using cheap repo Alice clips or what, but yeah, I don't like the way they handle. They can snag up on stuff, they get caught in your clothing. I really don't like it. This is nice and smooth. It rides really nice, great padding, great weight distribution with the size of the belt. It's about, I'd probably say close to 2.5 inches. Significantly larger than the Alice system. Anyways, so in here, this is one of my hunting pouches. Hunting and sustainment pouches. Again, I have not paracord, but just regular cordage. It's basically a shoelace, but I got it in a roll. In here, this is just an Altoid sewing kit. You never know when you're gonna need to sew up your clothing. Moving through the brush, maybe you're tracking something, maybe you're on a scout, and oh crap, I just ripped my pants halfway down my leg. But and it's about to rain. What are you gonna do? You're gonna have to sew that up quick. So always on there. Also, there's a hole in the lid right there. I can use it to make char cloth if I really need to. In here, I just have pellets. I don't prefer to hunt with a firearm, but if I need to, I can get small game. I'm not counting on there being any big game. I'm an extremely good shot with my pellet gun. It's a 22, and it's enough to take out birds. Keep in mind, during the Great Depression, people were not exactly going out and getting deer. They were darn near hunted to extinction. So this kit is keeping that in mind. That yes, they were almost hunted to extinction, and that was then with a significant less population. So if people think they're going to go out there and start hunting in the woods, being John Rambo and getting all these deer, it's not going to happen. You'd be better off trying to go for birds. I also have another kit that's the slingshot, but in case things get confiscated. But that's another scenario altogether. This pouch here is a emergency trapping kit I am currently in the process of working on. In here right now, I just have 2 Victor rat traps conveniently fit inside of this C7 ammunition pouch. For those of you who don't know, a C7 is basically the Canadian equivalency of a M16. And then you have your C8, which uses the same magazine, which is essentially an M4. I have fired both, and I'm qualified to fire them. So, great rifle. This pouch was this kit. A little bit more on this kit. It was made in the 80s. Okay, and used well into the 90s. That's why these are here. We weren't actually using the C7, as far as I can recall, in the 80s. There's actually 2 other kind of ammunitions that would have been on this kit. First of all, FNFAL C1 and C2. It's a 7.62 by 51 battle rifle, and it uses a 20-round magazine. That has a magazine that's much larger than this. It's about yay big. Same height, but a little bit wider. Now, you can get those kits on here, and in the future, I will be doing a video of a Cold War style loadout, Red Dawn, circa 1980 kind of spoof video, I guess you can call it. Anyways, it used the FNFAL in the 80s. We also used the Sterling Mark II and the Sten. The Sten is a submachine gun, and it came in a pouch much like this one here. However, it was much longer, and it held, I believe, 6 magazines for the Sten Mark II. Okay, finishing up here. These just leather work gloves attached on there with a carabiner, and up here in this Alice clip pouch, I have a signal mirror and I have a compass. I also have pace speeds that I carry on me on a daily basis, and I'll do a video on that at another time. So, there's the kit, folks. Again, fire, first aid, shelter, food. That's enough food for about a day and a half until I can get to where I need to go. If I need to be out and about longer, I'm going to be grabbing my tack vest with the plates or without the plates. Depends on the situation. I have a ferro rod, a 1-inch roll of Gorilla Tape, another first aid kit, which will be taken out and put in the rucksack, but I just have that in there to take up space for my extra magazines. Well, sorry, clips. Some sugar and some coffee that should be right there, but I've used it on my last testing of my gear. some cordage, sewing kit, signal mirror and compass, some more cordage, because here in Canada, there's a lot of wood. So canteen cup lid with the canteen cup inside the pouch, and a sharpening stone. Ontario SP2 stainless steel 1-quart canteen. And the way it's set up right now, I just have two 500 round containers of 22 pellets and 2 rat traps. That's it. That's the kit. That's the kit. As you just recall, I just had a little blurb there about testing your kit. It's all great for you to walk out and be, okay, I can carry this. Yeah, great. Last time I tested this, I was up to my knees in snow, freezing cold after having 2 hours of sleep. I wanted to put myself through some serious misery with this kit, just to see how it would feel, how it would ride. This kit functioned exceptionally well. However, my rucksack, I found major faults in. It was way too heavy. If I can't carry it in the winter, there's no way you're going to carry it in the summer with that heat beating down on you, with the buzzards and the flies all over you. I'm not a small guy. I'm about 6'1", and the snow was up to my knees, which are about, I'd probably say close to 2 feet. So yeah, I was in about 2 feet of snow with this kit, and it worked exceptionally well. This is not the only thing I had on me. I also have my rucksack, which I will be doing a video on in the near future. It's currently being dried out. It's still frozen a week later. All right, thank you for watching my video. Ontario Bushcraft, out.